want to thank Bronwyn and Tara for the millions of hours they put into this event. The blood, sweat, and tears. So can everybody give Bronwyn and Tara a huge round of applause? And how about you give yourselves a round of applause for coming back for day 2? That's me. All right. I am going to tell you some fun stories today. And first I'm going to tell you how I learned about manifesting. The Secret. Raise your hand if you read The Secret. Yes, isn't it good? It leaves a few things out. So I read The Secret about, 15 years ago maybe. I don't know, when it first came out. And in the book, the author, Rhonda Byrne, describes how she changed the shape of her eyes and healed her vision. Now, I have hated wearing glasses most of my life. And so when I read that, I was like, yes, count me in, I'm doing it. So I finished the book, I went to bed, and I laid there for 30 whole minutes. Focusing on healing my vision by thinking about how much I hated wearing glasses. I was like, when I go to the pool or the lake, I have to take my glasses off. I can't see any of my friends. I don't know who I'm talking to. It's so annoying. And I can't wear cute sunglasses. And if you've ever been in Kansas in the winter, I'm sorry. I heard you from there too. So I grew up in Kansas. When you walk inside during the winter in Kansas, what do your glasses do? They go opaque for like 10 minutes. So I'm laying there in bed at least 30 whole minutes, just thinking, glasses are the worst things ever. I hate them, they suck. Oh my gosh, I hate them so bad. So this was gonna heal my vision. And I'm showing you, my vision is 2400. So when I was young, my glasses were this thick, before they made lightweight lenses. So that's what I was gonna do in 30 minutes. Totally doable, right? All right, so do you guys see my 2 big mistakes? Number 1, I focused on the thing I didn't want instead of the thing I wanted. And number 2, I was in the very low negative frequency of complaining. Can you manifest anything better when you are complaining about what you have? What do you manifest when you do that? More you have, right? Exactly. So yeah, it did not work. It did not work. You're probably not surprised that I woke up to a room full of blurry blobs in the morning, right? But you know what? I was shocked. I was devastated. I wasn't very smart yet back then. I was like, what is wrong? Either I'm a failure or manifesting is a hoax. Either way, I lose. So I gave up. I will never try to manifest again. It's stupid. So I quit. But as some of you know, that quitting did not take. So I started going to, as mentioned in my intro, I started going to these 3-day life-changing seminars. And I love them. This is one! Welcome! So I started going, I went to one, and then I got invited to another one. And I found out both of these people did one of these every month. So for 6 days of every month, I was sitting in a personal development seminar. I was learning things, my brain was changing, because neuroplasticity, we're changed. And I learned that there were other ways to manifest than my very stupid, janky way that did not work for 30 minutes complaining. So I started to experiment and try to find a formula that A, worked, and that B, was repeatable. So I decided to manifest something I really needed now, at this point in my life. As you heard in my intro, I had 12 years of severe depression and anxiety, which required 12 hours of sleep a night, because depression is exhausting. So I was suddenly going to all these things, and I learned about a power hour. Raise your hand if you have a power hour. Yes, excellent. If you don't, hopefully you'll get one after this. A power hour is something you do every morning for you to build yourself. So I was like, well, I want to do this, and this. I need 3 hours for my power hour, which means I couldn't sleep 12 hours a night anymore. So I did the math, and to fit my 3 hours in, I had to stop getting up at 8:30 and start getting up at 4:30. Big jump. It scared me a little, but I was like, I can do it. I'll just make sure I go to bed by 9 and I'll be all right. So I started saying every day my affirmation. So when I first was manifesting this way, I only had 2 steps. I would say my affirmation with all the excitement, gratitude, conviction that I could muster, and then I'd listen for a step. I often didn't get a step. I would just keep going, and then I'd say it again later and listen for a step. But when I got a step, I would do it. Now, I'm not going to lie and say I did it immediately every time. Sometimes I argued with it, but eventually I did all my steps. So I started saying, I wake up at 4:30 a.m. or earlier, refreshed and ready to start my day. By the way, I don't use alarms. So in a few days, I found myself, instead of 8:30, awake at 7:30. And I was like, oh, it's working. A few more days, I kept saying my affirmation, and I found myself awake at 6:30. A few more days, 5:30. And then hallelujah, 4:30. And then, oh crap. What have I done? Here's what I did. I was not precise. This is how I learned to be precise when manifesting. Because my practical joker of the subconscious decided, I'm going to make you wake up at 3:30 for the rest of your life and not be able to go back to sleep, which is what happened for 3 years. It's contagious. Actually, I'm really worried for all of you now. The good news is this did finally wear off sometime at the end of last year. I don't remember when it happened, but around the holidays. And then when I started practicing this speech, it reactivated. So for the last 2 weeks, I have also been waking up at 3:30 again. You're welcome. All right, so then I was like, okay, well it works, and now I understand precision, so let's start experimenting. So I tried it on lots of other things. Is Lori in here? Where's Lori? Okay. So I just want to make sure you're in here because I'm going to talk about you. Okay. So the first thing I wanted to manifest was not getting sick every winter, because seriously, my entire life, every winter I had at least one sinus infection and bronchitis at least once. And I was like, I'm done with this, I'm going to practice manifesting on it. And so I was at a retreat with Lori, and we were sitting on the floor in a bedroom. Do you remember that? And I was like, Lori, how can I write into my ideal life vision, which is what the retreat was, that I don't get sick anymore? Like, how can I phrase that? And she said, well, I'll give you my favorite affirmation. I don't know if you remember this, but I do because I wrote it down. Lori's health affirmation was, my immune system, I have an amazing immune system that keeps me healthy all year long. So I stole it, and I put it in my things that I said every morning, and I went for an entire year without getting sick once. Right? So I was like, okay, this still works. So then, do you guys know what a split end trimmer is? Do you know what a split end is? I hate them. So I wanted to grow my hair longer, but I didn't want it to look like crackly on the ends. So there's this really cool gadget. It looks like a gigantic flat iron. You run it through your hair and it bends it, and it snips off the tips of your hair. And it's $100, and this was like 2018, and I was super in love with the idea of having this so I could grow my hair longer. So I looked at the price and I was like, oh, okay, I need to practice manifesting on this, because it was $100, which I didn't have back then. So I picked the color I wanted, I picked the model, I printed it out, I put it on my vision board, I looked at it every day, and I said, I love having such smooth hair. My hair's so beautiful. And eventually, this is the one I argued with. I got in action stuff I did not like. That's a story for another day. But I eventually did it 2 weeks later, and I ended up getting it for $1. Not for free, but that's okay. It's still a win. And then I started using it on very specific money goals in my business. Still worked. I was very happy. And then I decided to use it on the big goal, becoming a speaker. So when Susie said that I was overcoming my biggest fear, Lynn will attest to the fact that when I got asked to speak in church before this, I literally turned around, ran down the hall, and got in my car and went home. I didn't even answer him. I think he took it as a no. It was a huge fear. But after going to all of these events, I had caught the fever. I knew that I had to be that, well, they were all men. I had to be that man on stage, but me as a woman, and I had to change lives from the stage. So I came up with an affirmation according to my pattern that had been working for me, and I started saying multiple times a day for weeks, I am a motivational speaker and I change lives from the stage. Well, at these events I've been going to, I met a lot of people. And I made Facebook friends with all of them. And one of them was Erica Barney. And I got a notification. She's the one that I bought my beautiful jewelry from yesterday. I got a notification in my Facebook account thing that said, Erica Barney liked an event near you. So I looked at it and it was called The Message. And it was a speaking competition. 4 people signed up. They had professional speakers as judges, and then they would get feedback from the judges and they'd choose a winner. And I was like, free speaker training for me as an audience member. I'm just gonna go watch the speakers, hear the feedback, and take notes. So I did, and I did. I literally took notes. And I've been saying this, sorry, it's right in front of me too. I've been saying this for a few weeks, and apparently it was working and I hadn't realized it yet, because at the end of the event, the guy gets up, the MC, and he goes, we have 1 spot left for next month's contest. So if you want to sign up, you better hurry. Come up to the clipboard and get your name on it. Remember, this was a very new idea to me. So my head was going, yeah, no, not yet. But apparently, your body can take over. Because suddenly I found myself standing and walking towards the clipboard of destiny. And in my head, my inside voice is going, what are you doing? Sit down! I did not. Apparently right after that I blacked out. Or I secretly gained teleportation powers, because suddenly I came to and I'm standing at the exit to the building with no idea of how I got there. Had I signed up? I don't know what I did. I'm just standing at the exit. Luckily, right next to the exit is the bathroom door. So I pivot, I go in the bathroom, I fling open the stall door, and I sit down on the toilet, fully clothed, and begin an argument with myself. Are you gonna stay and take that spot, or are you gonna chicken out and go home? And I sat there for 10 minutes, serenaded by flushing toilets. The of the paper towel dispensers, and the psh, psh of that nasty orange chemical air freshener somewhere over my head. After 10 minutes of that beautiful symphony, my inner motivational speaker won the argument. I got up, I burst out of the bathroom like a woman on a mission, and I found a man with a clipboard. And I was like, dang, if I'd stayed in there another minute, maybe he would have gone home. So I go up and I tap him on the shoulder. And I go, hi. And he turns around and goes, oh, hey, I thought I saw you leave. Did you forget something? I forgot I was a motivational speaker. Is that spot still open? And he said, it is. And I said, I'll take it. And then I burst into HTT. Hysterical tears of terror. This poor man, oh my gosh. He was so alarmed and worried and had no idea what to do with me. He reached out and patted me. It's okay, you don't really have to. You can come back without competing. And I said, I have to. So he gave me the pen. We'd love to hear from you. Somehow sign my name through the tears. I go home and I write a speech. And I practice, and I practice, and I practice, and I practice, and I practice. And the day comes to give it, and I get a text saying, oh, we have to cancel tonight. We forgot it was Thanksgiving Eve. You might be thinking, oh good, she had another month to prepare. No, I had another month to marinate in my adrenaline and terror. During the holidays, try to act normal when that's going on. Finally, 2 months later, the day comes, I show up, we draw names, draw numbers, I'm all second to last. And I sit there, I have zero memory of the other people speaking. I'm just sitting there trying to remember my speech, trying not to pass out, trying not to wet my pants, all the things. He calls my name, I brace myself, I stand up, and I start the 80-mile journey across the room to the rickety wooden staircase to the top of this ginormous, almost taller than me, 4-foot stage. I'm 5'2", but it felt taller than me. And as I'm walking, I'm like, I'm so scared, I'm not paying attention to anything. And I suddenly realized he didn't stop talking when he called my name. And I thought, oh no, he's probably giving me instructions or something. Okay, I'm going to tune into him and listen to what he's saying. And what I hear him say instead of giving me instructions or something is, let me tell you all a story about Kelly. You guys are so much smarter than me, because in that moment I was like, what? I've never met him. I mean, I've only ever talked to him And it was at that moment when I realized the only story he could possibly be telling about me, that he says, you guys, Kelly came back the last time. She had left, but she came back in and asked for this spot. And she was crying hysterically because she was so scared. And then we made her wait another whole month. You guys, she's got to be terrified out of her skull, so give her a warm welcome! Awesome introduction. So I climb Mount Everest to the top of this 4-foot stage, and I come out, and I go front and center, and I hang my toes over the stage because that is what my speaker trainer taught me to do. Just like this. Even though it was a 4-foot drop and I'm scared of heights. It was terrifying. But I stood there and I looked at the judges right in front of me. They were all looking at me. I looked at the whole room full of people. 56 of them. All looking at me. And I completely forget my speech. My speech has left the building. So I stand there wondering, I wonder what I'm going to do. This will be interesting. So you know how somebody is like, they come on stage and they pause and it's really powerful? I was hoping that's what they were thinking was happening. And I was like, all right, I've got to say something pretty soon because then it's going to go from maybe powerful to super awkward. So I just opened my mouth and whatever came out was going to come out. What came out of my mouth was, this has been the worst year of my life. And also the best. And it all started when I got fired in January. I then gave a version of my speech I had never given before. And I watched as my words made people laugh. And made people cry. People took notes. There were aha moments. I saw light bulbs. And I thought to myself, what? Did I really manifest becoming a motivational speaker already? Well, when it was over, they announced the winners. It was me. I was very excited to win. But I decided, all right, this is my life. I've manifested this. I need to run with it. So what should I speak on? At that thing, I spoke about overcoming depression because that's what I had been dealing with. So obviously, I chose manifesting as my speaking topic because that was my story. So I started just speaking everywhere on manifesting. I started having my own events. I wrote a book on it. I started a podcast. Here's the book I wrote on it. I'll tell you about that in a minute. And pretty soon I became pretty well known for manifesting. Some people call me the queen of it. But then I realized when I would teach manifesting, about half the room got light bulbs and about half the room got a glazed look on their face. When you're a speaker, what percentage of the room do you want to have a glazed look on their face? Exactly. So then, I was mildly worried about it until I got invited to speak in London. Thank you. I wanted to be spectacular, people. It was London. And so I thought, I can't keep teaching it the way I'm teaching it. Oh, and I hadn't written that book yet. Rewind and delete that in your brains. I sat down in front of my computer and I said, God, I need a better way to teach manifesting because only half the people get it when I teach it. So I asked for help to explain it better because I wanted light bulbs instead of glazed looks. So I was sitting there and download. Have you guys ever had a download? Aren't they awesome? Yeah. Guess what though? I didn't like mine. God said to me, Kelly, the way you manifest is exactly the same steps as going through a drive-thru for food. And I said, what? That is stupid. That is mundane. That is boring. That is not epic. Manifesting is epic. And he said, just think about it. So I thought about it. I let it percolate. I let go of the judgment. And I realized, oh my gosh, it totally is. Exactly! Like, I actually went to a drive-thru to compare, to make sure that that was right, and it was right. So, he said, everybody's been through a drive-thru, teach it that way. Thus was born the drive-thru method of manifesting. God wrote it, I typed it. So before we reveal the drive-thru method of manifesting, which is a 6-step formula, I want to make sure you guys have the same definition of it as the queen of it. So here's how I describe it, and you will not find this in any dictionary. Manifesting is the process of changing your beliefs and thoughts so that your language and behaviors cause you to be in the right place at the right time, saying or doing the right things, connecting with the right people. You can take a picture of that if you want. I want you to let that sink in for a second. This is probably not the typical woo-woo version of manifesting you've seen on TikTok. Unless you follow my TikTok, then you get the right version. Okay? I want to highlight the most important parts of this. Your beliefs and thoughts change your language and behaviors. And manifesting it is all about being in the right place at the right time, knowing the right people. Always. Because God has put people in your path to either facilitate what you're manifesting or directly deliver it to you. So when you decide you want something and you start doing the manifesting formula, and a lot of people do it by accident, which is awesome, but I'm going to show you how to do it on purpose. Once you start it, God, he has all these gears that he starts moving. He starts shifting people around. You start noticing different things happen to you than normal in order to get your thing to happen. So one thing that's really important is that manifesting always requires relationships. What's it require?
Relationships.
Because either someone's going to facilitate you getting it, or they're going to directly deliver it to you. It always involves other people. Now, there are some really basic ways to manifest that I do recommend for brand new beginners. The 369 method is awesome. The 555 method is really easy. I actually created a workbook for it. You get this at my booth. You write your thing, what you want, 5 days in a row, 55 times, and then there's a little journaling thing at the end of each section of 5 days. It's a really good baby step to my formula. So if you're super brand new to it, you might want to try that first. But if you want something reliable and repeatable, then I'm going to give you the official formula. But there's a few rules first. You are not allowed to skip steps. There's 6 steps to my formula. Step 1 and step 6 are the danger ones. Because step number 1 is get clear on what you want. It is really hard to get clear on what you want. Have you noticed that? It's really hard to decide what you want. Because a lot of times you're like, well, if I choose that I want this, then I'm missing out on all of these other possibilities. Or what if I choose wrong? Or millions of ors. So step 1 is a danger zone, and then step 6. Veronica talked about this yesterday. You're about to get the thing you want, and then boom, self-sabotage! Because deep down, maybe you're feeling like you're not worthy of it. Or you're scared of what will happen when you get it. So if you can get through step 1 and step 6, you're golden, because the other steps are easy as pie. And here's why you cannot skip steps. Remember, God has been preparing people to give you what you want. He has pushed people out of their path into a different path to get you what you want. So if you get all these steps, and then you skip step 6, you don't take your action step. What are you saying? You're saying, I don't care you put all that effort in. I'm not going to do it. You're spitting in God's face. So remember that. That is why you cannot skip steps. Also, your subconscious mind learns, you train it to believe you don't really want what you say you want. It won't believe you again. It won't help you get it again. You're training it to fight you. So the next time you try to go for a goal, you're going to meet more inner resistance because you've told it, I don't really want what I say I want. I'm just going to pretend because it sounds cool, but I don't really want it. This process is not for quitting McQuittersons. This process is not for quitting McQuittersons.
Wait, one more time.
This process is not for quitting McQuittersons. You're welcome. All right. You guys repeat it with me. Are you ready? This process is not for quitting McQuittersons. Raise your hand if you are not a quitting McQuitterson. We've got a few quitting McQuittersons in here? I didn't see every hand go up. I want to give you the formula, however, I want to make sure you guys are going to use it properly. So if we get a majority of non-quitting McQuittersons, raise your hand if you will commit. If you're not going to do all 6 steps, don't start at all. Raise your hand if you commit to that one rule I'm giving you. All right, I guess majority rules. The rest of you come see me later. All right, here's the drive-through method of manifesting. Step 1, clarification. Get crystal clear on what you want. I'll pause at the end with all of them if you want to get a really good picture. Step 2, visualization. You've got to see yourself with it. You've got to experience having it in your mind. Step 3, declaration. You've got to say it out loud. I hear people on TikTok all the time. I don't know why I'm talking about TikTok so much. But I hear people saying all the time, oh, don't tell anybody what you're manifesting, you'll jinx it. False. You need people to manifest what you want. You have to tell people. So stupid. Okay. Step 4, meditation. I'm sorry, I'm not very reverent sometimes. Meditation. Be quiet and clear your mind. AKA shut up and listen. Just shut down negative Nelly for a few minutes. And it doesn't have to be long. Like you can meditate for 1 minute. Just be quiet for a minute. So that you can receive step 5, which is inspiration. An inspired next step. Something you get to do to help this happen. And number 6, the final step, implementation. See, I made them all rhyme. You're welcome. Take the action step. Now, who's wondering, wait, what's this have to do with the drive-thru? I'm going to show you what. Oh, did everybody get the computer back? All the phones are out. You're welcome. You manifested me getting back on the internet. Okay. So what's it got to do with the drive-thru? All right, step 1, get really clear on what you want to eat. Okay, so we're comparing it to a drive-thru. This is how you can remember. Maybe you're coming home from the event tonight, you're really hungry, and you need to get something on the way, but you want to make sure you're on the right side of the freeway so you don't have to cross a little intersection that doesn't allow U-turns, blah, blah, blah. So you pick where you want to go. That's step 1. Step 2 is really easy in a drive-thru because you don't have to visualize very hard because it's all right in front of you. All the pictures of the food are right in front of you. So visualize yourself with the thing you want. And this is where you get even more clear on what you're getting and excited and grateful and yay, I'm gonna get salad, not really, I'm gonna get salad. Okay, step 3. What would happen? What would happen if you were in the drive-thru you picked what you wanted to eat, and then you just sat there. What did you manifest? Every people behind you. Humps, hunger pains, stomach growling, lots of unpleasant things, right? You've got to say it out loud. And unfortunately, you usually have to yell it 2 or 3 times. Because driving technology is crap. All right, step 4. The picture is the opposite of what I want you to do. Don't turn your radio all the way up, roll up your windows, and sing Bohemian Rhapsody as loud as you can with all your friends. Leave your window down, meaning leave your mind open, leave the connection open. Just be quiet and listen for step 5. Oh, sorry, we're out of teriyaki steak. Would you like teriyaki chicken instead? That'll be $5. Please move forward to window 2. What happened in window 1? Why doesn't anybody use those anymore? I don't know. It drives me crazy. Right? Yeah. Thank you for validating me. Yeah. So you're going to get some instruction that you can hopefully hear, and they speak English well enough that you can understand them, and the speaker's not broken. But you're going to get an inspired next step. So now here's the hard part. Not really in the drive-thru. So you drive up to the second window. You hand them your money. They hand you your food. You have manifested dinner! Woo! What if you got step 5 and she said, pull forward to window 2, and you were like, oh, I don't think I'm worthy of window 2. I'm just gonna go this way. I'm just gonna drive off and go home.
You're trapped.
I mean, you might be trapped. You might have to wait.
That's the hardest part is waiting in line. Move the line faster.
That is also sometimes the hardest part of manifesting.
Yes.
Because sometimes it takes a while. It could take up to a year even.
You even have to roll your window down and put your hand out, or they could stand there with your bag and you could just drive past.
Yes.
The action is also eating the food.
And you eat it, yes.
They closed window 1 to get you to your goal quicker.
What?
They closed window 1 to get you to your goal.
Oh, thank you, Randy. That was very insightful. They close window 1 to get you to your goal sooner. Now you pay and get it all at the same window. All right, so do you understand? Show me your light bulbs. I don't see any glazed faces right now. That makes me very happy.
Yay!
Okay, so you get it, right? It is the same as going through a drive-thru, even though that was really dumb to me at first. But it is true. Okay. Here it is again if you missed a picture before. If you want a really pretty like PDF that I made, like a flow chart, just go to my website and it's the pop-up. The pop-up thing, sign up and you'll get it. It's www.thequeenofmanifesting.com. Can you all remember that?
One more time.
Thequeenofmanifesting.com. Okay? And then you'll get a cute little PDF. All right. Any questions? Let me put it back on this side so you can see it. So you guys know that I'm a speaker. Surprise! I used to be a manifesting coach. I got certified as a life coach and a speaker all at the same time in this amazing year-long program. It was super expensive and super amazing. And I loved it so much and it made me cry every time because they were mean. Right, Crystal? Crystal went through that with me too. They were mean, but it was very effective. But over time, I realized I didn't really want to be a manifesting coach. I wanted to be a speaking coach because everybody always asks me, how did you become a speaker so fast? How did you speak in London? I've actually spoken in London 3 times now. How did you speak in London? Like, I was going, maybe my target audience has shifted. Maybe I need to start teaching people how to speak. So I started becoming a speaker trainer instead, which I love so much more. So sorry for all the manifesting stuff at my booth. I still think manifesting is amazing and everybody needs to learn it. So go look at it, but speaking is the thing I'm most excited about. So I would like to do a process on somebody, one lucky person. And this, that way, before you raise your hand, let me tell you all the caveats, okay? I want the whole audience to go through this process. Today we are all going to manifest something. We're going through the process together. And you're going to have a next step. And you are going to commit to me that you're going to take this step. With a blood oath. Not really. So we are going to do that in a minute, but we're going to have one person on the stage doing it with me. So I would like you all to please close your eyes. And I want you to think about your speaking goals, if you have any. And go ahead and keep your eyes closed. Raise your hand if you do have a speaking goal. Oh my goodness. That was a lot of hands. Okay. Leave your hand up if you are willing to come on stage and be super vulnerable. Oh my gosh, nobody put their hand up. Okay, you guys are amazing. I'm just gonna let God tell me who to pick real quick. All right, you can open your eyes, put your hands down. Welcome to the stage, Tammy Joy. Woo!
Hello.
Thank you. All right. Come, stand closer to the middle. Tammy Joy, you're speaking it, isn't that right? Okay. So she's not completely a baby speaker. How many times have you spoken?
12.
12? Nice. Right. Manifesting. So we're going to do the formula, and it's right here. Tammy Joy, what is your speaking goal? Are you crystal clear what you want? You can see it there too if you don't want to.
Yes.
Okay, let's hear it.
I want to speak with this specific person.
Tony Robbins?
No. His name's James Dixon.
Okay. You want to share a stage with him? And what kind of event is it?
Huge.
Where's it at?
In an arena.
What arena?
The Delta Center. Or whatever it's
Is that what it's
called.
called? I heard it was going to be called that again.
Back to that, yeah.
That is so awesome because I have never called it anything else. For years it has always been Delta. Alright, so you're going to speak at the Delta Center with who?
James Dixon.
James Dixon. And how many people are there?
20,000.
20,000 people. What's the event? Does it exist yet, or are you creating it?
It will have to be created.
By
Jesus? I'll help you all. And that Dixon too. I want to speak with him too.
Oh, I love him. Is he related to him?
He's my dad.
Alright, so you two and Jesus are going to create a 20,000 person event at the Delta Center. James Dixon is going to come speak. What's the topic of the event?
Suicide prevention.
Ooh. That deserves a round of applause. What are you going to speak on exactly?
Kindness.
Kindness, as it relates to suicide prevention. Okay. How long are you going to speak for?
33 minutes.
33 minutes. It's very specific. Good job. I did say crystal clear. 33 minutes. In what order are you speaking?
James and Dad and me and Brandy
I have a couple recommendations.
and you, because I was sitting laughing and she goes, "Is she your friend?" I said, "Yes." And she goes, "Oh, she doesn't know it yet."
We're friends.
I know.
You gave me this cute earring.
I know.
She sent me earrings in the mail just because she's amazing. Oh, I should have worn them with this. It would have matched. I needed bling though today. That's sparkles. Okay, so I was gonna suggest. I know two people that speak on specific French, and I can too. All right. So, what is the point of the event? Is it a fundraiser? Is it an awareness raiser? And Central, what is it?
Fundraiser, awareness, connection, and fun, and joy.
Fun and joy. Okay. Do you guys think she's clear enough on it?
Yeah.
What about the date? Dun, dun, dun. How far out is this?
Let's say September, that's Suicide Prevention Month. Let's say 2020. 5, 3, shit.
I'm sorry, Robin.
That's okay. I'm trying to read those. No, shit.
Okay. All right. Leave. Okay. I'm not the boss of you. You can pick whatever number you want. It doesn't have to be 3. It can be 4. You pick. What's your gut tell you?
This year.
Do you feel crystal clear? I think you're pretty clear on it. All right. I want you all to pick a goal. Here's a tip. When you're first starting to manifest, pick something that would be awesome, but also not crucial. Like, it's really hard to manifest rent money if you're getting ready to be evicted because there's so much negative energy involved in it. It's desperate energy, and it's really hard to manifest with desperate energy. So pick something fun that would be fun to have, but no big deal if you don't get. Or a 20,000 person event in 7 months. Whichever. You can.
You're all invited.
We're all invited! Yay! And if it happens in 2024, is that okay?
Yeah.
That is a big event. It might take that long.
Yeah.
So if it happens later, is it a failure? No, it is not a failure. All right. So does everybody have something they want to manifest? Are you as clear on it as? Oh my gosh! Don't tell me what your name is because I just forgot because I'm on stage.
Your friend.
Tammy Joy. I've forgotten everybody's name for the last 2 days. Okay, so everybody have something? Raise your hand if you have something. Most of you. Okay, good. All right, so now we're going to visualize. Let's visualize for 30 seconds. Oh, I've got a little thing right here I can see. All right, so for 30 seconds, I want you all to visualize it, and anybody that cries wins. Because if you can see it with so much gratitude that you get emotional, yes, you will manifest it way faster. All right, ready, go. See yourself with it. Feel all the gratitude. Halfway there. And stop. All right. How'd you guys do? You win. Cheers. Good job. How'd you do? Cheers. You won too. Tears are my superpower, so I love when other people cry. All right. Now, declaration. So come up with a fairly short, repeatable sentence that you can say multiple times a day for the next several weeks. Okay? So, like, I'm a motivational speaker and I change lives from the stage. Like that long-ish. How do you want to say yours?
I am a promoter. I promote people to stay in life, in business, in their seat in September in the Delta Center.
Okay, say it again.
I am a promoter. I promote people to stay in their life, in their careers, in their seats in September 2023 in the Delta Center.
Yes! All right, everyone have their phrase, their sentence? Raise your hand if you have your sentence. Wow, not very many. Do you guys need help? You need another minute? Okay. Well, then let's go forward one step to meditation then. So be quiet and clear your mind, and also invite your perfect phrase to come to your mind while you're doing this. So let's do another 30 seconds. Stop. All right. Did anyone receive an inspired action step? Did anybody get an idea? Rachel? Oh, good. Oh, yes. Oh, I'm so happy. Raise your hand if you didn't get an action step. Okay. Sometimes if you don't get an action step, it means that you just need to keep repeating step 3. Well, 1, 2, and 3. You really only have to do one time, then repeat 2 through 6 every day. So, did you get an action step? Will you share it? It looks like a scary one.
Just give you a big old hug.
Oh, you're so cute. All right, and look, she just implemented on it. She took action. Alright, so if you do this every day, I think you need to be open to 2024 also. But I was being silly when I said 2023 because 20,000 people, that's a really big event. Bronwyn, how long did it take you to plan this event?
I wish I had taken a year.
Yeah. So if it's 2024, that's totally good. But here's what all of you do. Here's what you do. Every day you do steps 2 through 6. You will not get an action step every day, and that's okay. Sometimes God's just busy moving people, and you don't have an action step. But some days you will get an action step. Thank you for coming up. You guys give her a huge hand.
Do you go over the difference between the visualization and the meditation?
Visualization is when you just full on go there and live with it. Meditation is you just wipe your brain empty because you're waiting for some inspiration.
So you don't think about it?
No, you just clear your mind. And I don't always explain it this way, but I should in this room. Step 2, 3, 4, and 5, AKA, is prayer. You think about what you want, you have a prayer, you pray out loud, and then you listen for an answer, meditation, and then God gives you an inspired action step, personal revelation. Yes?
Meditation is like windshield wipers.
Yes, exactly. That's a really good way to put it. Yes?
Kind of vulnerable, but when she wanted to do it this year, and I felt it's for suicide prevention, that it can happen. And I have done one to help protect children, and when you do it in that cause, I just went on one radio station with the kids, and 5 kids showed up.
That's
They said,
amazing.
anybody cares about this, show up under the eagle at Salt Lake Computer Rally, and it was like 10 people like, so I underestimate. I went
That's awesome. You guys need to talk. Yes. Good. Yes, Celeste.
There's only one event scheduled at the Wellness Center in September.
This is going to happen in 2023. Katie?
Also, the big changes in July, so like you should be good to like actually keep.
Good. That's awesome. Yes. You that raise your hand. The dad? Yes.
Inspiration comes, and what you say here, we're all here for a purpose. I'm here for my daughter. I know Claire Bailey. I know someone who's very close to me who knows Gail Miller.
Wow.
I know there's a sergeant, I know there's a lieutenant, and I know there's a general. And I know in the middle of a basketball game with 20,000 people, there's an entertainment section that can be devoted to the military or suicide.
Oh.
That's how God works.
Yes.
This has been my
Exactly.
night. Someday, I will get the call. This is Tammy's death. That, my friends, is nothing. I will do whatever I need to do in my power to prove it. If that is within my power. I know it is her choice. Thank you for letting me cheer you on the basketball game.
Manifesting requires relationships. He's got a lot of connections. That's amazing. Can you do the formula more than once a day? Yes. Janelle? Do you mind if I talk about you? Janelle needed to manifest a very large sum of money for something that she really wanted, that was really awesome for her career and really fun, and she was excited about it. And she called me and said, Kelly, I need to manifest this amount of money in a week. And I was like, do the formula. So she did the formula about every 2 hours. And she got that money, how many days early?
What?
How many days early?
It was I think it was a total of 5 days.
Yeah, so 2 days early.
Yeah.
So it works. The more you do it, the more it works, the faster it works. Is everyone still committed to doing all 6 steps if you start it? Thank you. Is everybody committed to help Tammy Joy make this thing happen in September? Are you all volunteering any resources for Tammy Joy? Make sure that you connect with her before we leave. You guys, thank you so much. I hope you manifest everything you want. If you want to win my year-long speaker training, make sure you enter my drawing, or you could just buy it. It's not that expensive. I love you guys. You deserve your dreams. Make them happen. You can do it. If I can do it, you can do it. Thank you so much.
Hello. All right. How many of you guys thought that was brilliant? This lady right here is incredible. And when I met her, how long have I known you?
2017.
2017. Okay, so it's been 6 years. 6 years ago. 6 years ago. And I will tell you that when she came to my Ideal Life Vision workshop, I had no idea this is what you were going to do. And how incredible is she? So what I think is so brilliant about what Kelly has created is Ideal Life Vision is it's all about getting clarity, but it's also about writing really, really long paragraphs about what you want, which can be really daunting to people who are not used to trying to create things in their lives. So this drive-through